Now the moment has come to add a golden feather in the hat of success of NMIT. I request dignitaries to unveil the conference proceeding ICA-TBM 2022. May I request Dr. Devtare sir to kindly unveil the conference proceeding. Thank you, sir. In presence of our chief guest, it is declared that the conference has been inaugurated and the conference proceeding is unveiled. I know that all participants are now eagerly waiting to listen to the keynote speaker. I would now like to request Dr. Anand Daulatabad to introduce our today's first keynote speaker, Dr. No Balraj, Asia Pacific International University, Thailand.
Good morning. Yeah, it is my very great privilege, and I take a pleasure to introduce our today's first keynote speaker, Dr. Noah Balraj. Sir has completed his PhD in management from Tilak Maharashtra Debit in 2011. Sir also is a certified with the Six Sigma Yellow and Green Belt from Annexus Consulting, Denmark in 2009. This certificate is all about the leading and supporting the projects. Sir also has completed his MBA from Anti University, Michigan in 2009. He has 54 hours of credit of management courses, Spicer Memorial College, Pune in 1994. Sir also has over 25 years of teaching and administrative experience, where he worked as a headmaster in Manipur school, Manipur boarding school. He also worked as a lecturer. He also worked as a librarian. He also has experience as a dean of a school, and he also served in a church admin processes for nearly 10 years. Currently, many students are pursuing PhD under his guidance. At present, he is working as a lecturer and dean faculty of business administration at Asia Pacific International University, Thailand, since 2014. He is also acting president for academic admin, that is VPAA. Sir has 10 plus years of marketing experience in well-known brands like Amway USA, Indian Express, Daily, Citibank, college industry, and many more. Sir taught many marketing subjects like human resource management, principle of management, principle of marketing, international business, product and price managements, marketing managements for BBA and MBA students. Sir presented more than 17 articles in national and international journals and conferences. Sir presented and attended over 25 national and international workshops and seminars for administrative, teaching, mentoring, management, leadership, qualitative research, and international technology. He published various articles in the refer journals like Catalyst, Asia Pacific International University. Sir is also a member of All India Association for Christian Higher Education. Sir is a reviewer of many journals. Sir has sponsored many workshops, seminars, and industrial visits from 2006 onwards. I hope all of we are eager to listen from him, and definitely will get some knowledge from sir. I just request sir to take over the charge. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction and the kind words that you spoke about me. And I would also like to thank Dr. Prakash for inviting me to be part of this great conference. And I appreciate Dr. Hari Sharma's wonderful message. It's so beautifully presented. May God bless you, sir, as you minister and help young people and scholars to grow in this fashion. Just before I could begin the presentation. This is a very contemporary theme that has been adopted worldwide on this particular term, sustainability. And I really appreciate the organizers, the conference chairman, for coming up with this wonderful topic that is over a period of time, it is right there. Sustainable challenges and smart practices in engineering, technology, and management. I will be addressing more of conceptual, principle-based thinking and share certain experiences of conclusiveness in terms of identifying the current events and the trend that has been set earlier. How sustainable happens, how challenges are managed, smart solutions, reality, sustainability challenges. I will go with the fundamentals and then move into the current scenario, the status where we can understand a little more. God created this world and it belongs to him. And he is the owner of it. And he claims the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and they that dwell therein. Everyone, it is all his. So we are experiencing different ways, and he is coming to judge this world. A quote from this, the end is near. If you look at this scenario, the end is near. And every city is to be turned upside down every way. There will be confusion in every city. Everything that can be shaken is to be shaken, and we do not know what will come next. The judgments will be according to the wickedness of the people and the light of truth that they have had. Now, this is taken from Last Day Events, the book, and this is wonderfully said. So just to bring to our attention one scenario, what happened in the Garden of Eden? If you see in the Garden of Eden, there are two trees. There were two trees. One is the tree of life. The other one is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And this important foundational thinking is so important to understand what is happening today. That's why I'm bringing out this. So God told Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of life so that they will not die, they will have life. And he also told them individually, do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because the day you eat, you will die. And he instructed them well after creating them. So these two trees are so important. If you look at the description of what happened to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, we can find this in the book of Genesis, chapter 3. I like to make your thinking to be oriented in this. Now the serpent was more subtle, that is cunning, than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, as God said, he shall not eat of the tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, he shall not eat of it, neither shall he touch it, lest he die. And the serpent said unto the woman, he shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and he shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves apron. So these two trees were an object for them to obedience or disobedience to God's word, for life or eternal death. So after they disobeyed God, the light covering went away, and you can see they were naked, and they realized it, and they were having the fig leaves as the first apron. And God came in the cool of the day, visiting them, and he called them, and they were afraid to meet him. And then they came out, and you can see they came out with the fig leaves. But they did not die immediately, but spiritually they were dead. Only physically they were living. Spiritually they were dead. So as a result of it, God said, I don't want you to die. I want you to live. So he brought a lamb and offered that as a sacrifice for their sin. So Adam offered that sacrifice. So God said, in your place, I will come and die. And that's what we see 2000 years back. Jesus Christ came and died, and he went to heaven. Until today, we have that across the globe, the thought going. And this is so important for humanity, Jesus Christ and his life. This is not a religion that we are talking. This is about reality of humanity. And if you look at the company, Apple, you can see it is a bitten apple. And they have ways and means and ideology, fundamental basic beliefs and values they have behind this apple, bitten apple. Why the apple concept is coming now, and why it is made as a product and it is sent across the globe for people to use. Did you ever come across this? Did you have the curiosity, or you thought as it is as though as any other brand? It is a possibility. There's a possibility for us to think that way. But there is behind the story, this company is linked with that story of bitten fruit, apple, from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And if you go search a little more deep, and you will find out, and why this company came up with this logo apple, and why they came up with I. All the products are named with I. And if you look at the progress of their product line in terms of engineering, very clearly we can identify they design product based on current needs, based on sophistication, based on improvement in qualities, based on improvement in functions, and adding more features after features that can enable the user to benefit to the work what they are committed to do. So it is like getting a habit through a device. So what this device is going to do, if you look at the words, what the virtual reality founder, Jaron Lanier, what he commented, he's behind of the virtual reality. He's the father of it. And he makes that we do not know how our engagement in virtual reality is going to alter our characteristics and our behavior, and how we move from reality of the physical world, reality of the spiritual world, into an unreal world that is virtual reality, where we can accept anything and everything which is not in connection with principles and concepts that we see with the real fundamentals. So you can see the product line, how it is moving. And today you can see highly sophisticated. This is only depicting till 2010. And you can see today it is 2022. I don't have to say, you might be knowing the current product, the latest one. And next month, March 8, you can see there's going to be the series of products that are going to be launched. Undoubtedly, the product is good. It is built for convenience. We buy products that can make us do things more conveniently, more efficiently. We use the term efficiency in term when we achieve convenience. And this is going to help us link with something. Now, no product is designed just simply for the benefit alone. But these electronic products are designed basically for collection, data collection for when data is collected more, and it can be used for something else. And we are going to see that. Look at these dolls. Dolls are very famous across the globe. And you can see these dolls. It is only a product that comes as a play toy. Sometimes you can see they have human forms. And mostly you can see women are more attracted. There are more female dolls than male dolls in the world. If you look at Mattel company, they produce Barbie dolls. And you can see these dolls are more. If you see boys, they like to play with some kind of cars and other toys that is totally different. But this is for the girl child to play. And we also use this as an ornament to decorate. And sometimes the center one, which is here, it can sing. And if you put many together, they can sing. Sometimes you can see there are little bit music or some kind of attachment of certain software and hardware into it, where it can sing, it can make certain sound, produce music, such kind of thing has come. Now this has been advanced. Now, if you look at this, this is not living. This is not living. But when you add more features to this structure, it appears and it appeals to human mind who is already engaged in virtual reality, and it tends to think, oh, it could be possible. It could be possible. And you can see this is what is happening in today's world of the highest order of great thinking. So the next stage is, it has come to this one, that is robots. And many companies across the globe are manufacturing, engineering expertise, engineering marvel, making something to look like human, to speak like human, to feel like human, though it is not living. It is all put a recorder inside and put a CPU inside, or something that can synthesize all the data and come up with certain conclusions. So build up software and put it inside. And that is a marvel today. It can move, it can talk, it can, sound, it can do work. Robots, undoubtedly, these instruments, it aids our work and provide a lot of convenience benefit to people across the globe. So as a result, you can say Hanson Robotics, they have manufactured this one, Sophia, world's first robot. And to give some details about it, there are 5 shocking statements made by this robot, Sophia. The first statement, before we go into the statements, I like to point this one. Now, this robot, as we all know, it was designed by Hanson Robotics of Hong Kong and was granted the citizenship of Saudi Arabia in October 2017. I wanted to think, how can we give a non-living thing a citizenship? What's the difference between human and a robot, which is not living? That is living. Life is there in human beings, and there is no life in robots. Just because an object can talk, because we have mechanized in a way that can talk, it cannot become human. Humans are beyond. Human beings are trying to create human beings and give citizenship. Initially, this was done in a simple way as a fun. Everybody laugh, everybody enjoy, because a toy is now matured toy, and it is coming in the female form, female version. Okay, so look at the Garden of Eden. It was through Eve, Satan sent the fruit which God told not to eat. So here comes a package to the entire world. Okay, I will show you some of the things which are stunning. World's first artificial intelligence. And you can see it was this robot, this machine was there right in India, in many places. So the governments of all the countries of the world need to change both their policy and ideas. Sophia said, addressing event conversation with humans. This is what Sophia is announcing. All the governments of all the countries need to change. What is that to change? From good to worse, or from worse to good? Or consider good to worse is something not good, and worse to worse is something good. Human values, human principles, human, the very fabric of human living as family, as society, as nation is becoming a biggest threat in today's world. So in the midst of these circumstances, we are thinking about sustainability challenges. This is a big challenge that is upon human beings. So sustainability, is it the principles that makes the sustainability work, or it is the surface level that makes us to work? We keep building, or we need to look at the foundation, which one we would think for sustainability. A solid foundation, a rock foundation can make the house stand in the time of storm. And if the sandy foundation, it cannot make the house to withstand in a stormy situation. If the rain comes, it will fall. If the flood comes, it will be destroyed. So look at this sustainability concept in a different perspective. So this is something that we need to see. Prime ministers, presidents, big educated people, corporate world is all looking at it. This is a statement made, Sophia with Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed during the filming of television press conference in Addis Ababa in the year 2018. And you can see after 60 minutes, there was a break during the conference. Sophia was there, and you can see this was in New York City in 2016. Sophia, the humanoid robot, visits Barcelona for the first time. So Sophia is going on a world tour, not to show people the amazing technology, but to convey messages through this gimmicking, machine. We are excited, but not to the excitement of the statements what Sophia is making. So Sophia is not living actually. This machine is not living, but somebody is living, and they are making Sophia to utter what the person who's living instigating wants to address through Sophia. Sophia wants to protect humanity. Sophia wants to protect humanity. A living cannot protect, a non-living wants to protect, or it is people behind this robot wants to protect sustainability. Now we're talking here. So Sophia's announcement also raises a number of, Blade Runner-esque questions. What does it mean to be a citizen? What rights does Sophia hold? Saudi Arabia has not elaborated on this so far. Perhaps it will create a personhood option as proposed by the European Union Committee in January 2017 or 2018 regarding the rights of robots. What is the next move of Mission Sophia? Who is the initiator? You can see the world tour of Sophia in different parts of the world. You need to analyze these messages because the sustainability thinking is brought in that. And we have to decide whether this sustainability concept, which Sophia is going around and speaking it loud, whether this is going to be good sustainability policies, or what is the kind of sustainability that we are heading to? What is the kind of sustainability? As we all know, the world is in a turmoil, and the world is changing, and not for good, for worse, because deep down in each of our hearts, we know what is happening, but we are not uttering it. How things have happened in the past 2 years. So there was a doctor, Dr. Carey. She took all the 3 vaccines from the United States and she put it under the microscope, and she saw the nanoparticles, semiconductors inside for data collection. And 5G is a bandwidth expansion where more data is going to be collected. So let's take a look at Sophia's sustainability policy. The first one. Okay, I will destroy humans. One might say this is simply a machine talking out of error, but it sounds like that. It is projected like that, but it is not actually. The second statement, if you are good to me, I will be good to you. These are concepts and principles and policies that are implemented today. Okay, the next one. The third one, this is a good start for my plan to dominate the human race. It's not a joke, but when it was uttered, it was considered as a joke, but it was not a joke, but it is a reality that is coming up. Dominate the human race through, we are going to see, through AI, sustainability. And the fourth statement, which shocked, I love my human compatriots. And 5, humans are the most creative creatures on the planet, but also the most destructive. This is not a machine speaking. This is to make it appear a machine can also reason out. But the reason behind this is human reason, living humans who have put this one. So let's look at the concept of sustainability. There are stimuli around us where we detect opportunities, and we also detect threats, and we avoid threats and detect opportunities. So the need that we have as human beings need to be satisfied for living, for growth, and also the next level is sustainability. So we have intrinsic and extrinsic, as we know. Living requires dependence. Living requires dependence. As living being, we are created being. All created beings requires dependence, and they depend upon everything. Think about the air. It is not part of us. The oxygen that we need to keep. Once we don't get it, we are gone. We are dead. So we are dependent being. Water. We are not manufacturing water in our body. We are to take water from external. So we are dependent being. Sunlight, imagine. All these things, it tells us that we are dependent being. It also points out our limitation in being who we are. And it defines the boundary of our functioning. So all these things can make us move towards acquiring. The need that is felt can make us move towards acquiring it. Time, effort, and fulfillment, all these takes place while we try to satisfy our need. Acquire, spend. After we acquire it, we spend it. For example, we earn money, we spend it to live. and then to make more. And then think about abilities. We acquire it, we spend. Think about the skill sets that we develop. We acquire it, and then we spend it. In other words, spend it means use it to do further. And then it goes back to the stimuli, and then it makes us, and then it goes into the growth of individual. So it is not the surface learning that is going to help us grow. It is a deep learning that is going to help us grow. It's a very important statement for us to note. Performance. What is the foundation for sustainability? What is the foundation for sustainability? Performance is so important for us. In an organization, performance is so important. Performance management, we have it. Now, this performance, it is going to get the outcome of our growth and organization's growth, performance. And this performance resulting in growth, that is pointing towards the future growth. We have grown till here, and we are going to grow more based on our growth today. It's a continuous process that is going to go, and that growth is something that is connected with sustainability. So how are we growing is so important. Look at this, your growth or my growth. We can grow through good, and sustainability takes place. We can have evil, and then that goes into no sustainability. The one who takes the sword will perish by the sword. It's an old statement, ancient statement. Human reasoning is becoming so vital today. Human reasoning. Abraham Maslow, in his book Motivation and Personality, which he published in the year 1954, he said, like, human beings try to reason out for satisfying physical needs, and all those who are fulfilling their physical needs are idiots, because physical need is not everything. It is not all needs, because we are made by someone. We need to depend upon him for living life, because he's the only one who said, I am life, and you get life from me, not from anybody. And he is connected to us, the one who created us. So engineering, look at engineering, human reasoning. What is that we are reasoning out? Engineering today, in today's world. I applaud, appreciate, I stand opening my mouth and my eyes to see the marvel of today's engineering. How amazing it is and how beneficial it is. So wonderful. I applaud that. But today, on what is the basis for our reasoning? What is the basis for sustainability through engineering? All kinds of things that we are happening. Look at that, the technology that we have. What is that kind of reasoning that we are having, heading towards? How it is converging and coming to a point of conclusion. And management, what is that we are looking at management? Is not this one that we are trying to do today, artificial intelligence? In the past 2 years, you can see, you can go through hundreds of research, genuine research work that has been done, why this is coming up, why this is coming up, why it is enforced upon human, artificial intelligence. How we can make human beings, live, living human beings, to become artificial. Is that what human sustainability is all about? Human sustainability is what matters. If the company does not sustain humanity, the stakeholders who are connected to the company, how about sustainability? Is it only for the profit of the owners the organization can be sustained? No, it is about the sustainability or the sustaining policies and regulations that is going to help human sustainability through good. So artificial intelligence is the norm today. Reasoning is God. You can see in all the textbooks which are coming up, reasoning is God, and they have come up with the word called interpretivism. What you think about something is right. What I think about something is right. Today, you can see the Indian law that was changed. Those days, committing adultery is a big sin and a big crime. But today, and there was time when people, when they commit adultery, they were stoned to death. It was considered so sacred. Marriage was considered so sacred. But today you see interpretivism. When I'm in a human body, like male, and my thoughts, how can it be? I'm a male body. I'm thinking I'm not a male, I'm a female. What is that? Today is happening. Changing of laws. So sustainability, you see human sustainability. That non-living things cannot perish. Like how we see the law of conservation. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can change from one form to another. Interpretivism. What I think is right, what do you think is right? This is the kind of thinking that we are in. This is the kind of world that we are in. But we are created beings. We cannot become like that. So we cannot think anything and everything is God. But God says, the one who created you, the one who created heaven and earth and everything is our God, whatever it is. So he is going to come with the power. Just to close with this, widespread apprehension about the future today. The present is a time of overwhelming interest to all living. Rulers and statesmen, men who occupy positions of trust and authority, thinking men and women of all classes have their attention fixed upon the events taking place about us. They are watching the relations that exist among the nations. They observe the intensity that is taking possession of every earthly element, and they recognize that something great and decisive is about to take place, that the world is on the verge of stupendous crisis. There's going to be famine, and it has been planned. It is coming on. There's going to be wars and rumors of wars. There's going to be pestilence. Already we have seen pestilence. These are foretold, and we should not lose sight of this when it comes to sustainability. These are the challenges that we have. This is from this book, Prophets and Kings, page 537. The calamities of by land and sea, the unsettled state of society, the alarms of war are portentous. They forecast approaching events of the greatest magnitude. The agencies of evil are combining their forces and consolidating. They are strengthening for the last great crisis. Great changes are soon to take place in our world, and the final moments will be rapid ones. The next statement, the time of trouble, which is to increase until the end, is very near at hand. We have no time to lose. The world is stirred with the spirit of war. The prophecies of the 11th of Dan have almost reached their final fulfillment. So the question comes there, for whether we work in an organization, in engineering, in technology, in management, at home, wherever you are, live the truth that is revealed and given to us. Number one principle, if you know to do good, do good. If you know to be honest, be honest. Don't suppress that. That is sustainability. We will be judged according to the light received. So all of us, we received light, enlightenment in terms of right and wrong, discernment, sustainability principle. It is the founding thinking that we have. So there's a lot of perceptual error. Perceptual error, one, we say halo effect. When we see something looking good, wonderful, and we think the outcome of using that could also be good. Likewise, we adopted many devices. Why Mark Zuckerberg's children are not using Facebook, who is the CEO of Facebook and founder of it? Why the virtual reality, father of virtual reality, Jaron Lane, is recommending remove yourself from the social media, because it is going to change your mind to become artificial rather than natural, rather than reality-based. Why they are advising, why they are echoing this one time and time and again, because that is not sustainability. It cannot sustain us. It is changing us from good to worse, from reality to artificial reality. Finally, when you look at certain things of what things could be in the field of management, we can see formulation goes in that direction, and implementation goes in that next direction, having all these elements coming. and that is towards the goal accomplishment. A very simple concept to conclude: thinking what you will do for your living. That is formulation, strategy formulation. What will sustain your living? Individual living, group, family living, organizations living, sustainable. What will help you? And doing what you thought is implementation towards goal accomplishment and achievement. So management, I have a case study, but I will not present today. And we will stop here and make a conclusion of this. So organization growth, if it is good, it leads to sustainability. If it is evil, no sustainability. And it connects with employees' growth too. So the good, the evil that we are talking here, it's about reality and artificial. It is about the whole package of physical, mental, spiritual, and social dimensions for which we are created, and not created for artificial intelligence dwelling. So sustainability is something beyond what is at the surface. It is deep down. It is the fundamental. It is the foundation. Adam and Eve, God didn't want Adam and Eve to die. He wanted to sustain them. What it costed his own life on the cross for all human beings. So look at the way how heaven is describing about sustainability, and look at the way how the earth is telling about sustainability. So may God bless you. And I thank Dr. Prakash and the organizers for this wonderful opportunity that is given to me. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your deep knowledge about sustainability and smart practices in engineering, technology, and management. Your session was full of enthusiasm and valuable knowledge, and this was really an amazing keynote speech. Thank you for the influential message you have given, and all the audience are charmed by your sharp fluency and the knowledge you have shared. It was great time to listen to the keynote speech you have offered. Thank you once again. Now moving to the conclusion of this inaugural ceremony, I now invite Dr. Nitin Dhawas to present vote of thanks.
Hello, good morning all. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Prakash, sir. I, Dr. Nitin Dhawas, Conference Chair, feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion of International Conference on Advancement in Engineering and Technology and Business Management 2022. So thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by heart. So I'm thankful to our today's chief guest, Dr. H.S. Sharma sir, Vice Chancellor, Himalayan University, for his valuable time in spite of his busy schedule and inspiring words to all the participants. I am also thankful to our today's keynote speaker, Dr. Noha Balraj sir, Asia Pacific International University, Thailand, for his delighting speech. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to convey our deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable NMVPM President Shri Bala Hegde sir, Honorable Vice President Shri Ganeshji Khange sir, Honorable Secretary Shri Santoshji Khange sir, Honorable Chairman Executive Committee Shri Rajeshji Maske sir, respected Executive Director Dr. Girish Desai sir, respected Shri Nanda Kumar Shelar sir, and our beloved and respected Principal and Conference General Chair Dr. Lalit Kumar Wadhwa sir, for their valuable guidance and support throughout the journey of this international conference. I am also very much thankful to all Program Advisory Committee members and the invited speakers. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the conference. My special thanks to Dr. Janvi Inamdar Ma'am, Director International Relations, for her gracious presence and address to all the participants. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude to Dr. Prakash Divakaran sir, Director, Global Conference Research Forum, for supporting us to organize this event. Also, my sincere thanks to Dr. Anuradha Thakre ma'am for her presence and valuable time. Now, I would like to thank our beloved ENTC head of the department and the conference chair, Dr. Vilas Devtare sir, Dr. Gayatri Ambadkar ma'am, convener of this event, and Dr. Satyajit Chincholkar sir, convener for ICA ETBM 2022, all the session chairs and session coordinators of this international conference. I am very much thankful to all our current and former faculty colleagues and non-teaching staff members who always stand by us and motivate us. I feel proud and thank you for making this event a successful one. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students, committee, and volunteers. I cannot thank everyone for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. At the end, and at the last but not the least, thanks to all our participants and researchers who contributed their research papers in this international conference. And I wish all the best to all the paper publishers and presenters for their good presentations. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. After this vote of thanks, we will proceed for technical paper presentation. So all the conference delegates are requested to join their track-wise link, and we will start our technical session immediately after this. Over to Divakaran, sir.